This video is powered by YouTube memberships and Patreon. See the link in the description and learn how you can support videos like this.
Hello?
Carl, it's Woozy. I got a little business proposition for you. Come over and see the setup, my friend. It's the Four Dragons Casino in Las Venturas.
On arriving into Las Venturas, CJ struck a deal with Woozy. If he can help them defend the casino's launch against the interference of the Mafia triumvirate that control much of this town, then CJ and his family would get a slice.
How's that sound, partner?
Sound like we got a deal then.
Another revenue stream to add to their ever-burgeoning business and property empire. The Sindacos were the first pin to fall. Ordered by their boss Johnny Sindaco, they had been sabotaging slot machines, terrorizing workmen, and flooding the tables with fake chips. CJ made them regret they ever set foot in the Four Dragons Casino.
Somebody! Anybody! Help!
1/3 of the Mafia down. Through Ken Rosenberg, CJ found an in with the Leone family.
And who's this asshole?
Well, Ken vouch for me, I'm a straight killer.
Oh, one-man fucking army. Total fucking maniac, too.
And working for them, took out the next third of the Mafia triumvirate, the Forelli family.
Hey, what's going on?
Everybody's talking about the job you did on that St. Mark's Bistro. Good boy, good boy.
Salvatore Leone now had complete control over Las Venturas. No more partnering with other rival Mafia families. They were all but wiped out thanks to CJ. Little did Salvatore know that CJ had long ago come up with an idea to hit the Mafia's flagship resort.
What we need is to hit the Mafia casino.
The symbol of their power here in LV, located in prime position on LV's famous strip, Caligula's Palace. And while working for the Leones, CJ had unfettered access to come and go as he pleased.
Hey, Woozy, I think I found a way to scope Caligula's casino without causing too much suspicion.
He knows the layout, the comings and goings of staff, most importantly, where the money is kept. Carl Johnson has a kernel of a plan in his head, but he needs a team, minds to develop it, hands to carry it out, and the equipment to make it a success. He has overcome so much in the weeks since Big Smoke revealed his treachery. The garage, the Loco Syndicate, the government agents, but those are nothing compared to this. CJ is about to undertake the biggest casino heist ever attempted in the history of San Andreas. Not bad for a buster from the Grove. I'm Wolf, and I'm the video game storyteller. We've nearly finished the San Andreas story series. You can watch those already released in the playlist below. But if you'd like to watch the finale, the fall and rise of Mad Dog, you can do so now as a member or patron. Just hit join or the Patreon link down in the description. Like if you do, subscribe if you haven't. I'm the Patient Wolf, and this is the story of the Caligula's casino heist.
Hey, hitting a casino isn't like gangbanging. It's a whole different league.
Woozy doesn't mean to be negative, but few have the resilient confidence that CJ exudes these days.
Yeah, you right. It'll take some planning, but I'm down. She always wanted to pull a heist.
And this will be the biggest heist of them all. Caligula's Palace, nestled prominently between the lesser resorts of the Clown's Pocket and Royal Casino, covering more real estate than them all. Caligula's boasts the largest hotel, an enormous casino floor offering blackjack, roulette, poker and boundless slot machines. CJ knows the interior well, the gaming floor, the private suites occupied by Salvatore, but never has he been able to see behind the locked security doors where they take, count and keep the cash inside a well-watched, well-locked vault.
Listen, you're going to need a crew and some special equipment.
Somehow, this crew needs to access the security floor, overcome the guards, access the vault, ferry the cash, and escape from the most secure building in the entire state. CJ has quite the to-do list to complete. Many dominoes to set up before Caligula's vault can fall. In many ways, these tasks will be tougher to carry out than the heist itself. First on the list.
Yeah, it'll take some explosives. Always gotta blow up shit to pull a heist.
There's an open cast mine southwest of the city limits. They must have explosives.
Hunter Quarry, a mining operation well protected by Chuff security. To access the minerals held beneath the surface, they use dynamite. CJ forces open their locked stores and escapes with as many explosives as he can carry.
Delivery for Woozy. You be careful with that.
They have the tools to break open the vault. That's the straightforward bit. But to get access to the floor without suspicion and leave with the cash, that'll take some planning and some people. They set up mission control in a room at the Four Dragons.
This perfect right here. This what we gonna plan the heist at.
Anyone else coming?
Among the crew needed for what comes next is Guppy and his triad counterparts as Muscle, and Zero, their electronics maestro. For ultimate precision in this operation,
Do you have the layout to Caligula's casino?
they're going to need a copy of plans to the entire resort.
I guess I gotta go get one.
These are not easy to come by. The casino's copy likely locked away in the vault itself, but in order to set up a casino in this state, to get the permission needed to build, to operate, each casino needs to supply their building blueprints to the city's planning department. CJ sources a camera, quizzes the receptionist,
You'll find the plans on the top floor.
creates a distraction,
Everybody out! This is not a drill!
finds the room with the scale model of Caligula's and documents the plans.
Get this film developed for Woozy.
With the blueprints in their possession, they can start to plan with precision,
Is this just going to be extremely difficult or next to impossible?
to lock down exactly what and who they need to pull off this job.
Alright, the cash room is on the bottom level. There's a bunch of rooms under the whole building. Security consists of CCTV, a key code access, and in places, a swipe card.
For the swipe card access, they need help from their electronics expert.
This the security card reader that Zero sent over. Now all we need to do is get one of those cards.
That card would prove to be the last item that CJ procures, and in many ways, the trickiest. For Carl at least. Which is saying something, as the other items and tasks they need concern their escape route after the heist. And completing these tasks and procuring these items will present their own difficulties. But CJ is well conditioned to this type of work these days. To aid their escape, the crew will need to cause panic and confusion at the point of the robbery. The best way to do this is at the source of the casino's electric power. Carl flies out towards Sierra Rabada, positions the aircraft above Sherman Dam, and puts his recently earned skydiving skills to use. CJ places charges on all the dam's generators, ready to blow remotely when needed. To escape the casino with the stolen cash, the crew will need to disguise as a legitimate security transfer van. And to give it further authenticity, have the van chaperoned by police riders in cop uniforms.
Come with me and we gonna go get some cop weed.
Guppy mans the auto carrier, while CJ commandeers the police motorcycles from around the city. 4 bikes should do it.
Okay, we got the bikes and Woozy taking care of the uniforms. Now we just gotta get an armored van and respray it with the Caligula's casino logo.
The armored van would be tricky. Zero has an idea.
Have you ever seen those helicopters they use to lift heavy loads?
Yeah, they call them sky cranes. We could lift the whole truck and take them to someplace safe.
Then we need to steal a sky crane.
The Sky Crane, also known as a Leviathan, lives inside the military fuel base just outside LV. Heavily armed, likely impenetrable, CJ waits until the gates open for a departing Patriot.
This is a restricted area!
This doesn't faze CJ. He'd not long broken into Area 69 in Bone County for the truth. If he can conquer that, he can conquer this. CJ works through the armed soldiers, up to the helipad, overcomes the armed response, and away with the Sky Crane. The Leviathan boasts a large magnet that picks up an armoured car from a depot in Lindenside. Back across the city to Verdant Meadows where it can be disguised with the Caligula's branding.
Hey, CJ. You never cease to amaze me.
They have the dynamite, the plans. The power plant is rigged. They have the police bikes, uniforms and armoured cars for the getaway. They have the whole team in place. They have everything needed to take down Caligula's. Everything. Except one. The key card. While frequenting Caligula's, while working for Ken, then Salvatore, Carl got to see the comings and goings of the casino, the bar staff, floor staff, bosses, dealers, those that had access to the security doors, who had the key card. CJ singled out a croupier named Millie Perkins.
Another shift over. See you tomorrow.
Carl needs to earn this woman's trust, to not only get her key card, but to make sure she does not report it missing before the heist. She'll need to be recruited, persuaded, seduced.
Luckily, there's always one guaranteed weak link in any security setup: the human heart.
CJ enjoys the company of women, and they seem to like him, but he would rather his women be conventional, well-adjusted. He's had enough of crazy. It's not been long since his whirlwind few days at the hands of Catalina, and that trauma is still raw. But Millie is the opposite of Catalina. Instead of holding the whip, she prefers to be the one on the rack. CJ doesn't much care for this dynamic either.
The door's open, Master.
But he'll play along.
You've been a naughty girl.
Oh, I know.
A few dates and a few more liaisons in the gimp suit later, and the recruitment is complete.
Hey, Carl. Just called to say that last night was terrific. I thought about that little scheme you told me about. I've left the key card and the door code in my bedroom.
Millie girl, you will not regret this.
This had to go smoothly. CJ has never prepared for something so meticulously in his life, but this job needed to be. The largest casino resort in Las Venturas, owned and operated by one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the country. If this crew can pull this off, it will cut the Leone's legs off from the knees and free up the city for the Four Dragons to flourish. With everything in place, the crew meet at the Four Dragons. The team take their places in the security van. Zero is on comms.
Carl, can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
And CJ is disguised to do what needs to be done first. Carl takes the short drive up the strip to Caligula's.
Okay, this is it. Play it cool, Carl.
Blends in with the other staff on the floor. And gets through the security door with Millie's key card.
Next stop, the backup generator room.
The ventilation system accessible here allows the gas canister to reach the vault room. Those guards neutralized. Next, the power.
I'm going to blow the charges you placed at the dam. Here goes nothing. Wow!
Night vision guides CJ down to the service bay. Even though he had never set foot here before, the blueprints he stole were well memorized. With the power down, the service gate is unlocked. With a forklift, CJ raises it. Woozy and the crew are in.
Well done, Carl. Now it's time for us to do our part.
But the security on this floor are on alert and block their path to the vault.
Not far now, everybody.
Stay alert!
The vault.
Okay, we'll set the charges while you watch the door.
But Zero reports a problem.
Someone else is in the system. They know something's wrong.
That someone is a man named Berkeley, a rival of Zero's. Both Zero and Carl thought they had dealt with him back in San Fierro, thought he was no longer a threat, but Zero couldn't let his feud with Berkeley go, and boasted to Berkeley about his superior genius, about the magnitude of this casino heist that he was so important in. This was Berkeley's payback. To know more about the greatest feud in GTA history, check the link down in the description. The whole casino is now on alert,
You've got Mafia guerrillas coming to the vault.
with the police and SWAT called and on their way. If they blow this vault and take this money, it will be impossible to leave with it without taking on the fight of their life.
Curse you, Berkeley! Curse you!
They came this far.
Fire in the hold!
Okay, people, load up the cash.
Okay then, we about to have some company.
get back to the loading bay. To the armoured car, they need to see off the Leone men. This isn't the clean getaway they planned, but the plan can still work, with one slight adjustment. The crew will still leave disguised as cops ferrying Caligula's assets, but for them to slip away unnoticed, they need a distraction.
Okay, CJ, you're on your own now.
Time to show these motherfuckers what's head.
The power restored. More Leone goons. Carl keeps them focused here while the rest of the crew can get distance. Carl knows a way. The roof. Carl, packing a chute, has his sights on a chopper over the road on the roof of the Clown's Pocket. He's opened chutes from an aircraft but has never tried to base jump before. Opening his chute immediately, he can't quite reach. A foot race across the strip. Hijacking a hustler outside Starfish. Outrunning the sirens. Back to the airstrip in Verdant Meadows. Caligula's casino heist is a success, despite the setbacks. This crew has escaped with a fortune. CJ's cut is the biggest he has ever seen, $100,000 for the cause, and the Leones have been beaten.
Salvatore!
You're dead. Your friends are dead. Your family's dead.
That would be tough for Salvatore. CJ is a big player now. In San Fierro, now in Las Venturas. As promised, Woozy offers up the contract for CJ's portion of the Four Dragons Casino.
Gentlemen, or shall I say partners?
LV's newest success story.
Oh, I drank to that.
CJ now has the friends, the cash, the power, and the contacts to take on his endgame. The reason he has achieved all this, what he has been working towards, to get back his brother Sweet. But to do this, they need a base in Los Santos. The Grove. Their home is no longer theirs. The Mad Dog Mansion in Vinewood will suit them just fine. That story is the final video in this series. See the link down in the description. If not yet released, watch right now as a member or patron. Hit join or click the Patreon link down below. And if you would like to watch The Patient Wolf explore game worlds in real time, head over to my Let's Play channel, Patient Plays, for in-depth, story-driven playthroughs of the video games you love, where I'm currently journeying through the entire GTA universe. Subscribe to Patient Plays. See the links down in the description. Like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't, and thank you to my elite supporters on the screen now and everyone who helps keep this channel doing what it does. I'm the Patient Wolf, and this has been the story of the greatest casino heist in GTA history.